Try to bluff on the lick, got his ass whacked. Heard a nigga stamp, bro, we gon' get back. 392 F-Fins in the scat. Too greedy, he slimy, really that. All black ski masks, everybody slack.
Today, man, we back in the vid. I know I ain't upload yesterday and shit. I was outside yesterday for me. I went and got my hair cut and shit. Let me know how my shit coming. My shit crispy. I ain't gonna lie. But no, I know y'all niggas be asking me what kind of haircut I be getting and shit. I don't really know what kind of cut I get for me. I know this is a shape up though for me. I went and got a shape up yesterday. But for me, y'all talking about like haircuts and shit. I don't know what kind of haircut I get for me. I just tell the barber just for me do whatever. I don't really give a fuck. For me, just make my shit look good for me. That's it. But today about to get into this UK drill for me. I don't know too much about the UK drill scene like that for me. I be watching the vids for me, and I be listening to the music and shit. But I don't really be knowing like the history behind the rappers and shit for me, and like all the beef and shit that's going on. I just be listening to their music for me. So I feel like we should do this vid for me. This shit called the Deadly War in Northwest London, HRB versus SSK. And let me know for me, cause I already know this video gonna stop and be hella confused on what's going on. So for me, you can help me out in the comment section. That'd be good. But for me, all my UK niggas for me, if you from the UK and shit, make sure you hit that sub button. For me, I react to everything for me. UK drill, NYC drill, Chicago drill, all types of drill for me. Just send me them shits in the comment section, I'm gonna react to it. But if y'all ready, man, we about to get straight to this vid.
Be more popping than Northwest and West London. Probably the three most popping artists in London right now are coming out of West London, being Digger D, Central C and Fredo. And Northwest London recently has got a sudden burst of rap.
I know Digger D, I know Central C, and I know Lowski, I know the TPL rappers, I know a couple Sin Squad niggas, I know a couple niggas for me, I ain't gonna lie. But for me, it's just I don't be knowing the beef, that's it.
Coming from that side of the city, you are definitely.
I ain't gonna lie, D-Sab is hard. I was listening to I think EPL by D-Sab the other day. That shit fire, girl.
Looking to be in that this soon. But a big reason due to the big spotlight on that side of London is due to what's happening on the streets. Recently, Northwest London has been a war zone, from Camden to Kensington to Brent. But today we'll be getting into a feud between two estates that are so close together that you can literally cross territories in a 2-minute drive. Let's get into this video.
That's kind of like the Bronx.
Guys, before I get into this video, I want all you guys to check out my song of the week from an artist I've been tapped into a lot recently. So much that I'm giving away a PS5 to a random subscriber who comments the letters KN on his latest track called Nostalgia. Be sure to be posted on my Instagram in the description to find out the winner. The link to the music video will also be at the top of the description.
I know there's so many wrongs, put my heart out in my songs. I write up numerous cases, feeling like what's going on. My n****s stations, we don't tell them what's going on. And if you ain't be the case, just put your head down and be strong.
So let's take it back to the 2000s, when Northwest London was in the peak of one of the most deadly gang wars in London history, between two neighbouring areas called Stonebridge and Church Road. And this war literally consumed the whole borough of Brent. During the 2000s, different estates inside and even outside.
That's what London looked like, I guess, back in the day. That shit don't look too much different though, I ain't gonna lie.
The Brent would pick sides between Stonebridge and Church Road, leaving family and friends divided between the estates they live on. In this time period, the crime got so bad in Stonebridge specifically, the UK government had to evacuate residents of the Stonebridge estate, knock down his flats, and rebuild the area with new modern homes and apartments. But many residents of the Stonebridge estate wouldn't be moved too far from home, to only less than 15 minutes away, to an estate called South Kilburn, an area nearly if not as bad as Stonebridge. South Kilburn started inheriting the beef between Stonebridge and Church Road, and just how South Kilburn inherited Stonebridge's beef, other estates started linking up with Church Road, one specifically being an estate less than 3
blue flags since this shit started. I guess everybody in London crip or some shit.
Minutes from South Kilburn, called Mozart Estate. Mozart Estate had been having some back and forth issues with South Kilburn at the time, but it wasn't always like this. South Kilburn and Mozart Estate used to to be on good terms back in the day, with both estates literally being minutes in walking distance. A lot of kids from both Mozart and South Kilburn went to school with each other, played with each other growing up, and even made money together. But that last thing was a big reason to do with their issues. Around the early 2000s, Northwest London was a popular spot for crack cocaine users, with Mozart Estate being dubbed Crack City, and South Kilburn being a known spot for drug dealing activity. But with both estates being so close together, while both heavy in the drug game, spouts of money issues and jealousy started destroying the relationship between both areas.
That's when beef really start. Niggas be hating, yo. Like, I can't think of beef that ain't started when another nigga either robbed another nigga or the other nigga was either trying to like plot on another nigga for me. And it usually be a homie, like your homie be trying to plot on you for real. But really just niggas be hating, like that. Even in the US, like I'm from the US and shit. I'm from New Jersey. Even like it's so much hate in New Jersey, like, and in New York, like, just think we could all win if we all just come together. For me, like.
Time went by, situations started popping off between the two, and stuff started getting more serious. Around these times in the late 2000s to early 2010s, Northwest and West London was a very dangerous place. Back and forth shootings were occurring, with most of the surrounding areas being divided. These times, gangs in Northwest were starting to have...
Like, is this Digga D? Nah, I thought that was Digga D. I ain't gonna lie. I said some dumb shit though. I ain't gonna hold you. Mind you, I'm busting for me. So don't play me in the comment section. But no funny shit. I seen hella blue flags since this video started. Like, I'm really starting to think everybody in London correct. Like, no funny shit.
The rep colours, with South Kilburn's side allied with a few other gangs in the area, including Stonebridge, were wearing blue bandanas and flags, while Mozart's gang HRB and a couple other estates were repping red colours. The war was now turning into a London version of Bloods and Crips. Colours were starting to be a big issue in the area, that people were starting to get attacked literally just for wearing the wrong colour at the wrong place. English football player Raheem Sterling even talked about how he was living in the area at the time. Sterling lived on an estate called the St. Raph's Estate during his time, an estate linked to the Mozart Estate, an area which was Bloods. But Sterling at the time was playing for the QPR youth team, who plays with a blue top. So even he said while he
packed them if they see that nigga
leaving his house and returning from training or games, he would have to wear a hoodie or a jumper over his kit because he couldn't wear blue in his area. In the early 2010s, both sides started to be more active in the music scene. A rapper from Stonebridge called K. Cole was already making some serious noise on the scene, even being one of the biggest rappers coming out of London in the late 2000s. A couple South Kilburn members started jumping on music as well, called Cowboy and Justo, dropping a few videos like one called It Ain't a Secret back in 2011. Not long after this release, a rapper from the
2011 was 11 years ago. Just think, it's 2023. We gone, if you in the class of 2021, like I'm in, for me, I'm young for me. I'm only like 19. Then that means you gonna be 11 years from now, you're gonna be in your 30s, my boy. Like, damn, like, we really getting old.
Our B-side dropped a remix to the song using the same beat, title and flow of the song called It Ain't a Secret. And this song blew up, really shining a big spotlight on the rapper Boss Belly and his gang HRB. Then on June the 6th, 2011, another HRB rapper called Ratlin dropped probably one of the biggest UK rap songs to come out that year, with his song called Messiah, which everyone...
Chicago in like 2015, like Chicago was country as hell.
All around London was bumping at the time, and HRB was really starting to become talk of the town in West London. But behind the music, the war on the streets was as bad as ever. In mid-September of 2011, there were several reports in a few days of back and forth situations happening on both Mozart Estate and South Kilburn. Someone was believed to have been chased in South Kilburn. Next day, 3 suspected members of the South Kilburn gang rode their bicycles to Mozart Estate. When they got there, they saw a crowd of boys and girls gathered around the estate. One of the members got off his bike, walked towards the crowd with a shotgun, and let off one shot into the crowd. But this shot didn't hit anyone the gunman probably wanted it to hit, with it hitting an 18-year-old girl who was holding their 11-month-old baby. Luckily, nobody died from the shooting, but after this, police really started to increase policing in the region, and with more back and forth violence between the two sides, the main
her baby, and the baby was 11 months. I ain't gonna lie, these niggas is on some King Von shit. These niggas don't
started getting arrested, and the Mozark to South Kilburn border started getting a little bit more quieter on the streets of music. HRB's main rapper, Boss Belly, was having some in-house disputes with another member of HRB, which ultimately turned a few main members against him, which resulted in a period of a few years with no real popping music from both South Kilburn and HRB, until late 2015 when the music sound in London started to switch up to more trap-like music. This was when one South Kilburn rapper called Cowboy, now known as C-Biz, really started taking off, dropping his most legendary song called The Game's Mine. Younger South Kilburn members also started dropping tunes as well.
Videos. Like, I know my son Central C, he dropped a video like not so long ago, and this shit like 20 something mil. Like, how the fuck they be getting so many views? I guess it's mad
doing serious numbers, especially one rapper called Emlo, who really started making some noise on the scene. But on the other side, in 2016, the HRB member would drop one of the biggest songs to come out in UK rap history. A rapper called Fredo dropped his first song called Day in 100, and the song blew up from the gate. But not long after this, Fredo was arrested and went jail, but soon would be released. And when he was released, he started dropping hit after hit. Same thing for C-Biz. He was starting to get more and more popular, but it wouldn't be long before C-Biz would be stopped on his tracks. It was March 9th, 2016, when this video was posted all over social media.
I told man don't be comparing man to these dabbing ass rappers, B. Tell your guy come get yo. This is the old version again. This ain't a new plate. Come get that beat. It's only 15 seconds, man.
Just shortly before this video was took, it was alleged that members from a gang allied with HRB from a nearby area called Church Road had robbed C-Biz's jewelry from him. This video was going viral at the time, but no one expected how quick and deadly the response to this would be. Only a few hours after this video dropped, a couple unidentified people pulled up on Church Road looking for
it. Beautiful. Like, I definitely gotta come over here.
At the time, there just happened to be a crowd outside the area. This is when a gunman jumped out and sprayed an automatic machine gun into the crowd before jumping back in the vehicle and driving away. Sadly, this proved to be a deadly attack, but what makes it even sadder is the person that was killed was a complete innocent bystander who had nothing to do with any of this. C-Biz alongside a few other people from South Kilburn were arrested for the murder, with C-Biz eventually even getting charged for the killing.
These niggas just be hearing anything. Like, these niggas be hearing civilians and all types of shit on, bro.
He went on trial for it, but C-Biz alongside his co-defendant actually ended up beating the case due to lack of evidence, and when C-Biz came out, he started making big noise on the scene again, dropping a fresh home song and another song called Buzz, dissing Big Church Road rapper Nines. Fredo was also locked up at the start of 2017, but was later released after he beat his case. And when Fredo came out, he dropped one of his biggest hits yet, with a song called Like That, clearing tens of millions of views, which even started bringing American attention to the rapper. But what a lot of people didn't know was less than a month before this drop, yet again another tragedy occurred due to the feud of HRB and South Kilburn. It was May 26, 2017, around 9 PM, when two masked up men rode pedals from HRB's block, the Mozart estate, to South Kilburn. It was a hot day, so a lot of people were out on the South Kilburn estate that day. There were around 20 kids playing in the park, and boys and girls were enjoying the nice weather, and everything was looking like a standard summer's day, until two men on pedal bikes came through and started shooting shots into the group of boys. The group of boys dispersed after the shots, and luckily none of them were injured, but sadly one bullet bounced off a wall on the estate, which hit a 20-year-old girl in the back, sadly killing her literally in front of her.
Hella civilians, like, they just be killing civilians.
Kids playing in the park, who she was close to. A few HRB members got arrested for this murder, with two young boys being charged, but ultimately the case got dropped due to lack of evidence. Around these times was when another gang in West London was starting to break through on the music scene as well. 2017 started seeing a big rise in drill music, creating new artists.
I ain't gonna lie, I know this video. This that Digga V, that 1011, matter of fact, 1011 video. I used to, I ain't gonna lie, like freshman year, I was really bumping this song heavy. I used to really bump Digga D heavy. I used to know all that shit, like Truth, Play for the Pagans, all that shit. Like I used to really listen to that.
Also killing a lot of the older artists who couldn't adapt to the new scene. This was when a West London group called 1011 really started to make a name for themselves, dropping banger after banger, especially one of their rappers called Digga D. 1011 are from an area called Ladbroke Grove, which is around 5 minutes away from HRB's block, the Mozart Estate. Both areas have had issues with each other for a long time, with 1011 being linked to the blue side of this divide, with South Kilburn and Stonebridge. And in 2017, 1011 and HRB were really getting into it. And 2017 also proved to be a very hostile year in West London. But in the last couple years, the beef has only got worse and worse. On the 15th of July 2020, a young man who was affiliated to HRB was stabbed to death early in the morning. The person stabbed was close to a few members of HRB, so HRB members weren't happy about this, especially one member called Billy the Kid. And the day after Billy's friend's death, allegedly he was out for revenge with a few other members from a nearby estate called St. Ralph's. CCTV footage tracked Billy and his friends ride from a stolen car from their estate to the rival area of the Stonebridge estate. Once they arrived, they drove near a group of boys and let off some shots, but the group of boys that they were shooting also started shooting back, which resulted in 2 shots hitting Billy in the back and another person in the car being hit in his leg. The person who was shot in the leg thankfully managed to make it to hospital, where he was treated and recovered, but unfortunately Billy wasn't that lucky and he ended up losing his life to the wounds. The shooter of Billy was never found, and the craziest thing about this, with 3 of Billy's friends being sentenced to life for his murder, the judge's rationale for this was that if Billy's friends never shot at the group, then the group wouldn't have shot back and killed Billy. Separately, I want to know what everyone thinks of this decision in the comment section, because a lot of people disagree with his verdict, and me personally, I don't really agree with somebody being convicted for a murder they didn't actually commit, and I'm guessing Billy's friends will appeal this decision. A month after the murder of Billy, sadly another life was lost in the back and forth feud. It was the early hours of August 12th, an affiliate of South Kilburn
I ain't
called
gonna lie,
Gucci.
this story crazy. Hold up. Wait, hold up, because I want to hear what you about to say in this story. It's other stories. I ain't gonna lie, that shit interesting.
Early hours of August 12th, an affiliate of South Kilburn called Gucci was outside his house in Kilburn, but what he didn't know was a stolen Jaguar was circling his estate. Before he knew it, the members inside the Jaguar jumped out on him and shot at him multiple times. Paramedics were called to his house in an attempt to save him, but sadly a shot to his chest killed him, adding another senseless murder to this out of control feud. A couple months later, HRB rapper Fredo dropped an emotional song dedicated to Billy, which was his first song he posted after the death of Billy. Now we're in 2022, and it looks like this feud has no signs of dying.
Hold up. That Louis man's crazy.
Billy. Now we're in 2022, and it looks
Damn, nah, this tough. See, this is what I mean by these niggas be having the mask, like for real, like. This shit is tough. I want this shit real though. Like if this shit real, we're kind of finding this. I'm gonna buy
this feud has no signs of dying down anytime soon, with 2 back-to-back high-profile deaths recently, which have shocked the whole city. One including the oldest brother of a big HRB rapper called Little Dots. It was early in the morning on July the 19th when a HRB member called Wu was outside a block of flats in Queen's Park, West London, when a gunman randomly pulled up and started firing shots. One of these shots ended up hitting Wu in the heart. Paramedics were called to the scene, but before they could get there, Wu's friend drove him to a nearby hospital where he was treated, but sadly the treatment wasn't enough and he ended up passing away in hospital. A month later, in a similar situation, a rapper from the South Kilburn side called M-Lo was shot to death on Kensington High Street at 2 in the morning. M-Lo was a real UK rapping legend, being a big pioneer in the trap music in London, alongside other South Kilburn members like C-Biz and F1 back in 2016. So it's sad to see how this feud ended up taking his life. Hopefully we start to see this feud slowing down a bit, but with fresh situations going on constantly in northwest London, it's becoming more and more unlikely. But until then, hopefully everyone stays safe. It's been your boy Kid Nerd, and peace out.
It just seems like it's a lot of niggas just dying behind this UK beef. I ain't gonna lie. That's why that shit really interesting sometimes, cause the story be mad deep for me. Y'all gotta send me some more UK stories in the comment section. My IG Dior Jew, my Snap YBWJew1, and my OnlyFans free subscription at Dior Jew. Hit that sub button, hit that like button for me, and I'll see y'all next vid.